What's up? I'm Kendall, CEO of Artificial Bliss. You can follow us on Instagram at This Artificial Bliss, and you're tuned in with F3 with Bre'Ana Simone.
What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of F3 with BreAnas Simone. We are here on season 2, episode 5. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sitting here next to the CEO and founder of Artificial Bliss. Say what's up to the people.
What's up? How y'all doing?
I am really liking this shirt. As you can see, I am rocking Artificial Bliss as well. So I want to know, how did you come up with Artificial Bliss and why did you come up with Artificial Bliss?
Okay, well, first off, the definition of artificial bliss is fake happiness. I started Artificial Bliss to promote awareness that although material things, they're nice, they don't have any real substance. So I feel like you should seek your happiness through God, family, love, and then fulfilling your purpose or your destiny. So, sometimes we have material things and we give them a little too much place in our lives. Mm-hmm. So I just want to give awareness to that and not have a shallow line, have something with a meaning. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you always been into clothing, or kind of why, I like the purpose behind it, but why a clothing line?
Well, I've always been into clothing. I used to, I couldn't wait for the first day of school to come in with that.
Them new school clothes.
With them new forces and my new outfit. I always been into that. Mm-hmm. But as I grew older, I saw that, we kind of like, we put ourselves in a place where we give material things too much purpose. Mm-hmm. So you gotta know what you're buying, support things that actually have a meaning to them. That's what I feel like.
Right, and I agree with you with that. Sometimes a lot of people, I know I'm really into clothes as well, but sometimes we'll spend our last on, right, a shirt that you probably can't even afford, but exactly, because you're so materialistic or into clothes, you're gonna get it. Right. And I know growing up, I was real into clothes. I mean, if it wasn't, it's kind of crazy that, and I know a lot of people that are like this, if it's not a certain brand, they won't wear it. Exactly. Or if it's not a name brand, period, exactly, they won't wear it. So exactly, I really like the meaning behind that. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I graduated from Morehouse in May of 2015.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Class of 2015.
2015 in the building. What's up? But I just always had a drive to have my own. So I don't really want to work for anyone. I want to create businesses and opportunities for other people, just because I feel like I'm a natural born leader and entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna work the career force, but I'm gonna do what I'm meant to do and be an entrepreneur. Right. And I'm starting this with my own brand, Artificial Bliss.
Okay, that's awesome. So when was it like, I know you say you always felt like you wanted to be an entrepreneur, but when was it like, I'm going to start this? You know what I'm saying? Where it really hit you? Like, how did you kind of sit there and like create the design? I know sometimes people, you just get in a zone, because that's kind of how I started F3. You just get in a zone. You kind of write out what you think you want it to be. But when was it for you that it was like, yeah, this 9-to-5 thing is not for me, so I need to start my own thing?
It actually happened in college. I would say my sophomore year. I was seeing, so many people going through being laid off and all that. And I kind of had always wanted to start my own clothing line. So I came up with Artificial Bliss. At first, it was just like doodles in my notebook. Mm-hmm.
That's how it all started, though. That's how all great things started.
Definitely. So it was started as an idea. And then at first, I was, a broke college student. Didn't really have the money to start it. But, if you have a will, there's a way. Mm-hmm. So back then, I was kind of like standoffish about starting it. That was 2011. And here it is, 2016. I'm actually, pursuing it. Yeah. So it just took that time and me to grow to get to this point.
Absolutely. And it always take them doodles in them notebooks.
Yeah, definitely.
Them be the best. And also kind of just believing in yourself and knowing that you can do it. Definitely. And I know a lot of people, you have to invest in yourself. Yeah. And especially when you're in college, you do go through that struggle. But you have to invest in yourself. Taking your last to start something that you really want to do is way more important than working a 9-to-5 that you'll go to and you're not happy at all each day. Exactly. So that's what's up. Exactly. So tell us a little bit about the brand and what we could be looking forward to. Kind of, are you gonna, right now I see you have shirts, is it gonna expand? What are your goals for Artificial Bliss?
So right now we're building the brand, getting the logo out there, letting people see it. We have some more designs on the way, different colorways. We're actually gonna do some text logos with actually the word Artificial Bliss. Okay. Just so people see the A, B, and they see the symbol, but they don't really know the background behind it sometimes. And that's kind of like a plan, I kind of wanted just to build a mystery behind it and then release the name more so.
Smart.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about the design. So we have an A, a B here. Tell me a little bit about the design.
So we have an A here, and we have a halo on top of it. And then we have a B with, the A also has angel wings. Then the B is at the bottom with bat wings. So that signifies the A on top with the halo wings. It signifies the good, and the B at the top, at the bottom signifies bad. So it also shows that the good will always outweigh the bad. So I put a lot of planning behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. And I do like the mystery behind it, because I know people will probably see and they're like, well, what is AB? You know what I mean? Of course, you're saying Artificial Bliss, but well, what's the meaning behind it? What's the meaning behind the logo? And I also appreciate that there is meaning behind the logo, because sometimes you can start something and there's no purpose, there's no meaning, it just looks nice. So I really appreciate clothing that actually means something, that when you wear it, you can feel, you know, certain type of way. So speaking of that, when people wear Artificial Bliss, what kind of aura do you want them to, you know, feel, and what kind of vibe do you want them to give off?
I just want them to have a positive vibe, you know, feel like they can do anything. I just wanted to be a brand that signifies you can do whatever you want. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it.
Yeah.
You put enough will. I read this book. It's called The Alchemist, and that's kind of what kind of pushed me to start the brand too, because it's about fulfilling your destiny and your purpose. So it told you that if you want something so bad, the universe will conspire for you to make that happen.
Wow.
So as long as you have that will and you feel like you can't be stopped, it'll happen.
Yeah.
So I feel the same, and that pushes me.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about that book. Where can people find that book?
Actually, you know, you can find it on eBay, Borders. You can get it on Amazon. You know, nowadays you can just Google.
Get on your tablet. Yeah. And so what's the name of it?
So it's called The Alchemist.
Okay.
And it's about a boy, a young boy. He was growing up, and he was a shepherd. So his flock, he always had a recurring dream. He always had his dream about a treasure. So he didn't really know what it meant. He went and saw like a fortune teller. So the fortune teller told him that he has a treasure waiting for him in Egypt. So he went and saw a king. The king told him that he needs to sell all his sheep, which is, you know, that's drastic. He had to sell all his sheep and then go chase his treasure in Egypt. So along the way, he meets a woman. He falls in love with her. He wants to marry her, but she tells him that she will not marry him until he completes his goal and gets his treasure.
That's a real woman.
Man, that's what I was gonna say. That's real love. When you don't want to stop someone from fulfilling their destiny, that's true love.
Yeah.
If you want to stop somebody from doing what their purpose is, that's not true love.
Right.
So that's another theme of the book. And then eventually he keeps going. It's hard. He has trials and tribulations along the way, but it just makes it even sweeter when he gets his treasure and he gets his wife at the end.
Yeah.
So
that seems really interesting.
It's a real good book. I think everybody should read it.
Absolutely. So it's safe to say that, like you said, that helped you and motivated you to go ahead and get started.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about you and how it was for you growing up. Tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Well, I grew up in Detroit. I went to private schools just because my parents didn't feel like, you know, Detroit had the best schools, and I love them for that because I feel like that put me in a position to go to Morehouse. I used to want to be a doctor. That kind of
Tell me about that. You got to tell me about that, because I know a lot of times, and I preach this all the time, we grow up, we only really know, I mean, I don't know about me, but I know a lot of people that I know, and with me, when we're growing up, we learn in grade school, you know, those typical doctor, lawyer, like the main ones, you know, that it's like, oh, I wanna be a doctor. I wanna be an astronaut. I wanna be a police officer. Like, you know, those are cool jobs and everything. But we don't really learn about entrepreneurship growing up at all. Like, at all. I knew nothing about entrepreneurship. I saw, you know, people that owned their own business. I saw my mom own her own business and everything, but I really never knew about entrepreneurship. So I always tell people that it's so much more fulfilling to do what makes you happy.
Definitely.
So tell me about that. You wanted to be a doctor, because I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a psychiatrist. I wanted to be a pharmacist because I heard they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's like,
that probably came from, you know, you hear doctors, lawyers, they make good money. So being a young kid wanting to have better, I saw a doctor and lawyer as the only options for making a good living.
Right.
So as I grew older and seeing people own their own businesses, my mom, she has her own business. She owns a daycare in Detroit. Seeing her being successful by not going that normal college, student loans, all that. That's actually debt. You're building debt. When and some people, they never really pay it off. So you made a lot of money. A lot of people
never really pay it off.
So just owning your own and having your own business, I think it's more rewarding. So that's where that came from.
Okay. And then tell me a little bit about, you said you went to private schools.
I did.
How was that for you?
It was good. I had to make a change. I didn't like it after a while because I kind of felt like some racism almost. Just because I went to, I won't name the school, but it was a private school in Detroit. It was all male. And then I had like a few instances where I felt racism, and I felt like it was kind of trying to hold me back. So then I ended up transferring to West Bloomfield, which is a public school, West Bloomfield High School. And I ended up doing even better there. Ended up having like a 3.7 the remaining years.
Absolutely.
So I just felt like private school is good, but you also have to know the
district.
The district. You have to know the type of students, the type of teachers. That plays an important part too.
Absolutely. So tell me about that. You know, the racism that you felt going in high school and everything, and kind of what's going on now in 2016 in our world today. How does that kind of relate, and how you feel about that?
I really feel like racism is more so ignorance. Some people are actually taught it. Their parents, they may be ignorant. They think all black people are just evil, rude. You know, they see that stereotype, black person, they got a gun. And that's just ignorance, because if you meet there's so many influential, positive black people. So when you come from that way, I feel like you were raised up in it. So it's almost like you didn't know. You didn't know. So if you took that time out to get to know some people, your perspective would change. So I just feel like I want to use my voice to show that I'm a positive young black male. I want to shed a light to all the positive things us black people do.
Absolutely. So tell me more about Artificial Bliss. Tell us, what are your plans for Artificial Bliss? I know you said you're going to be coming out soon with the text logo, which is awesome. But tell me a little bit about, do you have something in the works or something that we should stay tuned for, with maybe clothing, maybe more expanding from t-shirts? Tell us a little bit about that.
So first off, you should follow us at This Artificial Bliss on Instagram. You can get all the updates and everything there.
Absolutely.
We're coming out with a very professional website, and then I want Artificial Bliss to be more so a lifestyle, not just a clothing line. It's more so a lifestyle. So we're gonna have photography. We're gonna have music artists we push. It's going to be a blog along with the clothing line.
Okay.
So like an online magazine almost.
Oh, dope!
So, yeah,
I want to know more about that.
Definitely. So so I just want to use the platform just to shed light on other people that's doing something. So I feel like this. When you see this logo, you want to ask more about it. You want to see what's going on. So when I send you to that website, or when I send you, I don't want all the light to be on me. I want to share light to my friends that's doing something. I'm gonna put F3 with Bree on there. You gotta support. We gotta support our people.
It really is important to support our people, and just to support people in general, because a lot of people are entrepreneurs now. Entrepreneurship has become the new, I feel like, millennial, everyone in their young adult years. I feel like it has just become more popular. Like I said before, I didn't really know a lot about entrepreneurship. I feel like it has become a lot more popular and everything like that. And we'll go to Walmart or we'll go to Target, we'll spend all our money, but when it comes to our own, we want a discount, or we don't want to support, or and I think that's really important. And that's why, again, I do F3 with BreAnas phone, and why I even started F3 with BreAnas phone, because there's so many negative connotations on African Americans, not even just African Americans, but on people in general, our community, Pontiac, Detroit, the surrounding Metro Detroit areas. There's so many bad negative connotations on it. And don't get me wrong, there are some bad things that are going on. There are However, there are some great things that are going on too. There are some great people still in this world. There are some great people that are doing some great things, and that's why F3 with BreAna Simone stands, because we want to showcase that. We want to showcase the different talents. We want to showcase the different positive things that are going on in the community, different positive events. There aren't just negative events going on in our community. So I appreciate that, because that's why we do what we do, and that's why F3 with BreAna Simone is, you know, why we even started F3 with BreAna Simone, because it's important to showcase positive things. Because if you don't showcase positive things, I feel that all the negative attention, well, it is happening. All the negative attention is getting, it's outshining it, and so it does make it seem like we're living in this cruel world, which it is cruel, but there is also some positive things that are going on. So I can really appreciate that, and we'll definitely be supporting Artificial Bliss. As you can see, we're already supporting Artificial Bliss, and you should too. Tell them again where they can follow you and make sure they're connected, and if they want to purchase Artificial Bliss, how they can get in contact with you.
Okay, so you can get all that on Instagram at This Artificial Bliss.
And tell us about like the different colors. So right now you can see, ladies, I have on gray. I think this will be nice on a male as well. You have on the blue design. Tell us about some other colors that you have.
I actually have them. You wanna?
Oh yeah, let's get some other colors. So we got some right here.
Yeah, so we got the olive with the tan.
Ooh, I like that one a lot.
You know, this is one of the favorites.
I think I need that one.
Definitely.
You can do that in the fall.
Yeah,
nice,
it's a good fall
nice
color.
fall color. You can also do that some white pants in the spring.
Then we have the Tigers edition. We have the blue and the orange.
Okay.
So you know, for repping Detroit, we have to rep where we from.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then I also have the gray edition. It's the one BreAna has on. You know, gray with the white. You know, that white pops. Definitely is a good summer shirt.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we have even more coming. This is what we have right now, but just stay tuned. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll see all our updates, and you'll see what's coming for the fall.
Awesome. And so these are colors that you picked out, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if people are interested in like getting their own flavor, if they wanted to, you know, say I wanted a pink one with orange writing, or if they, you know, were interested in creating kind of their own, of course with the Artificial Bliss still, the logo still in the center. But if they were, you know, interested in possibly making their own, is that possible? Can they do that?
Yeah, that's possible. We can do custom orders. It may be, you know, a little more of a charge because it's a one-on-one, but it'll definitely be worth it. And actually this fall, we're going to be going to the colleges. We're going to drop, right now we're going to start with Michigan colleges. So we're going to go to U of M, have the blue and maize. We're going to go to Michigan State, have the green and white.
Okay.
Oakland, the gold and black. And then, you know, around the homecoming
Grand
time.
Valley.
Oh, I can't forget
Cannot
Grand Valley.
forget Grand Valley.
The good blue and black.
Yes.
Can't forget Grand Valley.
You cannot forget Grand Valley.
Definitely be there. And then shout out to my HBCUs.
Yes, you gotta do a maroon.
Morehouse,
maroon
and white.
Yes, that's
gonna
be
do a
hot.
spellman. We gonna touch all bases, definitely.
Okay,
so I want people to feel like, you know, it's theirs. That, you know, it feels a little better when you have on something you think you know you created.
And then you gotta kind of rep the sororities and the fraternities.
Oh yeah, that's
gotta get a red and white shirt. I mean,
red
that's
and white.
only right. You get the rest too, but no, I'm just kidding.
Shout out to Delta.
Yes, you know, you gotta do that. But I think that's great, and I think that's a great opportunity to expand because, like you said, people will feel like, you know, this is mine, and you know, it's more relatable. But I think the whole artificial Bliss brand right now is really relatable. It's really personable. It's not just a shirt. It's not just, you know, like you said, you want it to be a lifestyle, a movement. So I can appreciate that. And I think that it's a great opportunity to expand in that way. So I think that's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So again, tell us where we can follow you, where we can stay connected, where we can be on the lookout. And if people are interested in placing an order, how they can get in contact with you.
Okay. Artificial Bliss at This Artificial Bliss. The website will be thisartificialbliss.com, and we also have we have a big cartel, and that's with thisartificialbliss.com. That's Big Cartel. Awesome. So I'm actually trying to. There's a website that's black owned, which is kind of like Big Cartel. It's called WeBuyBlack.com.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that. Tell me a little bit about that. Yeah.
I just heard about it, so I'm trying to transfer.
So is it it's a website that has like all different black owned businesses?
Definitely, it's like the Black Big Cartel, pretty much.
Really?
So it's all black. They have dashikis on there. They have everything black owned.
Wow.
So
so is it like, can any company, kind of any black owned company can kind of put their things on?
Yeah. And they actually they have one of the lowest fees out there. They only take like 10% of what you sell. So like, you know, on other sites they take like, they have a fee and then they take a percent too. So you know they're
So
they're
by the
not
time
looking
you
at,
actually get the purchase
right.
and you know you make the order, you don't really make any money.
Right. So it's definitely a good black business to support. So I'm gonna actually put Artificial Bliss on there. So stay tuned for that too.
Okay, so before you leave, you have to pick a question out of our F3 question box. It's only right. You have to pick out the question. I don't know what it'll be. You don't know what it'll be. There's plenty of questions in there. And you'll pick out the question. You'll read it out loud to our viewers. And you'll answer the question as honest as possible.
All right.
Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to let you shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up.
Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Dang. I heard it. Oh, there we go. Let's see what we did.
Okay, so read this out loud.
Good question. What is the best thing about your life right now? That's a great question. I would say, I feel like I'm getting closer with my family. The past few years I've been away at school, so I just moved back here to Michigan. So I feel like I'm getting closer with my family. They used to be so, especially my mom, she'd be so mad when I'm back at school. So I feel like we're building a better relationship now that I'm back, and I just wanna make them proud. So that's the best thing going on right now, my family.
Awesome. How was that for you, actually being away at school? I mean, I didn't get homesick, but how was that for you?
I didn't get homesick.
I mean,
either.
but you were so far away. I was only 3 hours
True,
away in Michigan.
true.
You were in Atlanta, so far away from home. What is that, like a 10-hour drive?
Yeah, 10-hour drive, 2-hour flight. But I didn't really get homesick more so. But you know, it was more so my parents were homesick for me.
Yeah.
They was calling me all the time. Kendall, why you don't call me? What's going on? You all right? It's okay to call her sometimes. And I'd be like, man, you know, I was enjoying my time. I knew my parents knew I loved them, so you know, I always tell them I love them, but you know, I was enjoying my freedom.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely enjoying my
College
freedom.
is the best time.
Definitely.
You know, it's the best time to enjoy yourself, learn more about yourself,
Definitely.
and be independent. Because when you are home, you used to being at home, and you used to being able to call mom, call dad, hey,
Right.
I need this, I need that. But when you're in college, you got to make a way. So I
Definitely.
really do understand that one. Thank you for using our F3 question box. I appreciate that, and our viewers do as well. So thank
Great
you
question.
so much. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited for Artificial Bliss. I love the meaning behind it, the purpose behind it, and we want to see more. I know the people want to see more, subscribers and viewers want to see more. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes,
on
of course. You make sure you stay tuned. Artificial Bliss got some good things going on. You guys make sure you stay tuned. Follow them. You make sure you stay tuned for us and follow us at F3 with Bray on Instagram and on Twitter. You can also like us on Facebook at F3 with Bray. You can subscribe. Please subscribe at BreAna Simone, and make sure you stay tuned for season 2, episode 6, y'all. Episode 6. We are on episode 6, and we are so excited. So thanks for tuning in to episode 5, and make sure you stay tuned for episode 6. Bye.
See ya. Peace and love.